Welcome to Mr. Miller Reads, where we're reviewing some of the best new children's books to fuel your own reading adventures. Today, we're reviewing a book that is truly burning bright, Tyger, the latest offering by SF Said. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that Said has truly seized the fire with this uniquely enchanting novel. In Tyger, a book heavily inspired by the works of William Blake, we meet Adam Alhambra, a boy living in a world where the sun hasn't quite set in the British Empire and slavery is still very real. Many subjects of the empire still live in London and the rich upper classes dominate society. Free people work hard to eke out a living. Immigrants, both those who have travelled in hopes of a better life and those forced into slavery and servitude, are at the bottom of the social hierarchy in the ghetto, looked down upon and abused by almost all who are above them, common people and the upper classes alike. Society is fractured as people are pitted against one another, as what little common land still available is gradually swallowed up by sinister forces. But as Adam looked up, his whole body shaking, he saw 2 points of light above him. The lights blinked like eyes. And then something erupted out of the darkness, moving so fast he saw only a blur at first. A streak of black and gold, leaping down from the roof beams to land on all four paws beside him. An animal, a gigantic animal, stood by his side, growling at the man with the knife. With one huge stride, she put herself between him and Adam. Then she threw back her head and roared, as if protecting Adam from the knife. In his struggles, Adam comes across a supposedly extinct creature, a majestic tiger. But this tiger has more to her than meets the eye, and she opens Adam's eyes to his true power. A power all humans have, but that has been long forgotten. A flash of lightning revealed more of her form. She was 10 feet long, from her whiskers to her tail. So broad, she filled the doorway. Her fur was fiery gold with cold black stripes. Time seemed to stop as she turned to look at Adam, and Adam looked back at her. He couldn't look away. He'd never been so close to any animal before, let alone one so huge and wild. Her eyes burned like liquid golden fire. They were shining with a light that was different to any light he'd ever seen. Yet he thought he saw pain inside them too. And now that she was facing him, he could see that she was wounded. There was blood on her fur between her stripes, dripping, wet and red. In finding his power, it is up to Adam to rescue himself, the tiger, his family, and indeed the entire world from an ancient enemy that threatens to destroy existence itself. As someone who's taught primary in the Middle East for over a decade now, I've long been on the lookout for a book that represents Middle Eastern and Muslim children with all the warmth and depth found in other children's books. Through the character of Adam, I feel like that search, while not over, has begun to bear fruit. Through the pages of this masterpiece, Adam begins to connect with his history and culture, learning to embrace it and be proud of it, while also being whisked on an adventure beyond his wildest imagination. And your Christian name is Adam? Adam looked away, avoiding his gaze, but there was no way he could avoid the question. I'm not Christian, sir, he said. I'm Muslim, like my family. But my first name is Adam. Oh, said the guard. Well, you speak good English for a foreigner. He opened the gate. Go through to that mansion at the end. Adam took a deep breath and went into the grounds, past the colourful signs. He also learns that what unites us as human beings is far greater than what divides us, and that when we work together, embracing what makes us unique and sharing our gifts with the world, we can bring hope and change. William Blake's work has inspired so many great works of children's fiction, most notably for me that of Skellig by David Almond and Floodland by Marcus Sedgwick. This addition to the archive is a worthy one, and I am certain that it will become a modern classic. Not being greatly familiar with Blake's work, Except for the titular Tyger, I'm inspired to dig deeper and learn more about this poet and artist who spoke up so eloquently for equality and freedom in a world that wasn't quite ready for such thoughts. Indeed, a quick search of his works led me to find more and more of his ideas that have been intricately woven into Saeed's story, inspiring me to find each and every reference. But back to the story. Tyger is thrilling. One can't help but find it unputdownable as we sweep from one page to the next. Adam slumped down beside her. His knees felt weak as water, but somehow he had done it. He had got the arrow out. I think you're going to be all right, he said to himself, as much as to her. And that was when she spoke, in a voice as clear and close as his own heart thumping in his throat. I thank you, she said. I thank you, O guardian, for your help. If it's an adventure you're looking for, it's an adventure you will get. But if you're looking for deeper imagery, layer upon layer of carefully crafted imagination, the words of a true wordsmith, then that is there too. It's a book that will be lovingly shared by parent and child, pupil and teacher alike, and will make you ferociously hungry for more stories by this incredibly talented author. So, I hope I've convinced you to get hold of Tyger for yourself, and that you will likewise be swept off your feet into this whirlwind adventure. I'd love to hear what you think of it, as would SF Saeed, so please do tell me, along with any other great books you've been reading, by leaving a comment on my Instagram page. And until then, happy reading!